Thomas comes with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles April O'Neil figure from the upcoming new Nickelodeon cartoon series. And as you can see, April is a little bit different than what we're used to kind of getting. I honestly don't remember. Looking at it though, it definitely looks like she suffers from a lack of articulation, which is going to be a little unfortunate, but it is the loyal turtle ally from above the sewer. So April is almost like an essential character to really kind of have. But in general, I don't mind this look and design all that much. It's actually pretty cool. Flip it around here on the back, you see other characters that are in the line, and it says April O'Neil may not fit in at school with her peers, but when it comes to the turtles, she's all about Team Green. April is the turtle's link to the real world ever since she was thrown into their lives when the Krang kidnapped her genius father. Clever and independent, this gal's got guts to spare and a mind for mischief. Get ready, turtles. Splinter is even teaching her the ways of the ninja. Ooh, very cool, very cool. And a ninja training bow staff, and obviously her team is the turtles. So there you have her. Very interesting. Now, the read-up is a little bit different than what we're used to, but I'm really kind of curious to see how they're going to use April in this new series. So let's get her open and see how cool she actually is. Alright guys, so here we have April open up and out of her packaging, and you know, it really isn't that bad of a figure. Her articulation is definitely limited, and there's some posing issues, I suppose, and the choice of positioning for her molding is not all that great, but it really isn't that bad of a figure, and right off the bat I would say that it's worth picking up, especially since she is going to be, you know, the turtles' main best friend. That being said, I really do at some point in time hope and pray that we get like a Casey Jones figure. I would love that. I'm definitely curious to see, because it sounds like she's a high schooler, so it sounds like they're going back and having a much more younger character base in terms of their ages and things of that nature, which I'm really kind of curious about. I mean, every other kind of incarnation of April we've gotten, she's always been kind of an adult, so really kind of cool. Now for her accessories, she does come with, like the packaging said, a bow staff, which is really kind of nice. It's just that, and then she also comes with her other ninja accessories. This looks like kind of like, oh well, this kind of looks like it's just the twisty tie that holds it on there. This kind of looks like one of those practice swords where it's got the handle and it's kind of got like bamboo or something like that. This kind of looks like another sword. This almost looks like a police officer's baton. It looks like a couple ball things, some sort of throwing swords. I don't know what any of these weapons are. I'm sure someone's probably going to tell me, because I'm probably going to screw it up. They're probably going to tell me that's not a bow staff. I mean, I don't know anything in terms of ninja weapons or anything like that, so I'm just going by what I'm looking at. But that's it for her accessories. Now the figure itself, it's a decent representation. I would really have liked it if they put kind of like maybe some lipstick or something on here, just to kind of actually make it look like she has a mouth. I mean, you can see that she has one molded in, and it doesn't look bad. It's just a little bit harder to kind of see when you look at it. They should have given a little bit slightly different color in her lips, just to really kind of make them stand out. She's wearing a number 5 on her shirt, and then kind of got like these what look like shorts, and then wearing black stockings going on here, and then boots. People have said that she's got like an emo look, and I honestly don't really see that in this. It just kind of looks like she's a typical teenager. I wouldn't necessarily say emo, but she's a trendy kid, I guess. Now for her articulation, her head is on the ball joint, so very limited range of motion with it. You can see a little bit of up and down, left, right, all that stuff, and then kind of side to side. The arms here are on pin and sockets, so full range of motion there at the shoulders, but that's it. And I don't think, yeah, there's nothing at the elbow, there's nothing at, oh wait, no, her wrists, okay. Does this one? Oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. Her wrists also rotate. They're just on swivel joints. That's actually good, because I thought her hand was stuck like that, which made this pose kind of like the only thing that you can do. But at least now you can rotate her wrist. That's very cool. So you can rotate that, and you can actually have her hold this, and that's not bad. Nothing at the elbow, like I said, so it is much more limited. And then she's got a waist swivel, although it doesn't really seem to go very far, and I don't want to force it, but so there is some articulation there, and then pin and sockets here at her hips. They go forward, back, move in, out, just like so. Nothing at the knees though. So all these secondary characters, what I call secondary characters, and actually she doesn't rotate at the wrist. I'm sorry, she actually rotates right up here, kind of at her mid forearm. So I'm screwing that up for you guys. I'm sorry. But all these secondary characters, it's like they don't have any articulation in their knees, and it really does kind of suck. It really leaves kind of a bad taste in my mouth because they're not really secondary characters. They're main characters, really. But here you have April, and here you have her next to the turtles. Now, one thing that is actually kind of interesting, if you remember back for the bio that I read in Donatello, it actually kind of sounds like he's got a little bit of a crush on April, which is kind of interesting. Because, I mean, all of them kind of had a, like, well, they all thought she was cute, and, you know, she was a girl, and they were all kind of young boys. Ooh, it's a cute girl. Mikey always seemed to have a little bit more of a crush on her. But in this way, or in this new cartoon, it almost seems like Donnie has it. But in terms of a size comparison, because Donnie is the tallest, you can see, oh, isn't that cute? April actually is tall. Oh, they're holding hands. Oh, I didn't plan that. But you can see that they actually are a little bit smaller than actually April, which again is very cool. I mean, I love how the turtles are a little bit smaller than everybody. And here you see her next to a couple other versions of April that I have. This one being the 2003 series, and this one being the original kind of vintage one that's also a mutating one that she transforms into a cat. But you can see, you know, size-wise, they're roughly close, but I mean, she is a little bit shorter. But you can totally see how April really has changed in terms of her looks. It's really kind of interesting how so many other characters in the Ninja Turtle universe really kind of maintained a very similar look throughout the different continuities. But April, as you can see, really has kind of morphed and changed with the times a whole lot more. Really actually pretty cool looking. And the bottom line with April is, again, she is a very necessary character almost to have in a Ninja Turtle display. The problem is, though, it's not a character or figure that you really want to run out and buy. Now, the biggest problem that I'm aware of is that I've actually heard that she's kind of short-packed in the cases. At the Toys R Us that I went to that I got a lot of these figures at, the manager actually told me that he only saw one of her in the case. And if that's true, there are going to be a lot of people kind of rushing to try to find her just because of that. So there may be some kind of inaccuracies about the fact that if you're going to go to a store, you're not going to see her on shelves, and people might assume that she's a great figure and they're buying it. When in reality, it might just be the fact that there's not a lot of her in the case. But it is a figure that I do recommend picking up. She's got a completely different look than what a lot of us are used to when we think of April O'Neil. And the limited articulation is more limited than I would have liked it to have been. But it's still not an overall bad figure. This is one that, if you see it in stores, I would not pass on buying it, especially of the fact that it may be short-packed in cases. If you see it, I would definitely buy it. Just because if you go back there, you may not see it again. But I also don't have a problem really recommending it because it's a fun character to have. And as you can see when I had the other turtles out there, she looks good with them. So for those couple reasons, I do really kind of recommend picking her up. I don't think she's going to disappoint people as much as they think they're going to be disappointed. Granted, she's not as articulated as the turtles, but I think people will eventually get over that. And as you can see with the previous versions when I brought that out, those ones weren't all that articulated either. So I'm sure we'll get over it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the new April figure from the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon series coming out later this year. And until next time, this has been Optibotimus. I want to thank you for tuning in. I'll talk to you later.